Hello and welcome to Cardboard and Plastic. Today I got back my CSG order. CSG is having some serious problems with updating their system. I am very fortunate. I sent it in, they sent it back a week later, and really 2 weeks door to door for my order. I know a lot of people are, I still don't have my images posted on the CSG site, but I'm just glad to get the cards back. So this order is probably one of the worst orders I've gotten back from a submission from almost any grading company. And at the end, I'll kind of just show you all the gains and losses from each of the cards. It cost me about $12.20 each to grade with the 1080 and of course shipping back and forth. And with all the raw cards, and really all these were raw cards, and I paid about $780 for all these cards and the grading. So I'm in this for about $780. And at the end, we'll see if I gained or lost money. So the first, let's do the bad. So 2 cards not graded. One of them I don't know if I agree with. I'm going to send this in again to another company. This card, evidence of trimming, it measured up. There was on the bottom kind of a rough cut with the Robin, and I kind of expected maybe they wouldn't like it because it looks really nice with the centering, the sharp corners. So this card right now is a big loss. I paid quite a bit for it. And with the grading too, you don't get that feedback. The other one was a card that I thought would grade real high, but color added, they think, and I actually agree with this one. If you actually take a look at the corner, it's really hard to see, but you can kind of see the black. Let's see if I can focus that. Kind of bleeds through a little bit that, and I just missed that. So unfortunately, this beautiful card, because of that one issue there, and I didn't pay that much for this card. I could probably sell it for what I bought it for. I don't blame the seller for this card at all. I don't think they know. They didn't really know cards. They didn't try to hide it. They just had it in a ugly top loader with the horrible images. So I took a risk on the card. So I'm not going to try to get my money back for that. I took the risk. And that's how I feel with all raw cards. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. And even if I get a card that's trimmed, oh well. I still, to this day though, haven't bought a fake card. So I know a lot of people are worried about fake cards out there. They're very obvious. And I have never gotten back anything from a grading company that says, questionable authenticity. So I'm not going to count these 5 cards as part of my gains or losses. I bought these for really cheap. I don't really do modern. And so in the back there, I got a Sandy, had a rough first start for his season, but still a great pitcher, throws 100 miles per hour throughout the game. Great stuff. And the other player I got a few cards of before are Zach Allen. So this got a bad grade. I knew these had like print lines on them, and CSG is really tough on those. But the thing I care about there is this is at a 250 purple refractor Topps Chrome rookie on card auto. And I also have his out of 99 And I got a 9. Again, had a print line on it. Both 10 autos. That's what I really care more about than the grade for those. And the other cards there, I bought these for really cheap with Sandy when I kind of watched him and really thought he was going to be a star. So I have his non-auto, and this got a gem mint. This is his blue. The green's out of 99. This is out of 150. Got a 9.5. I thought all these had a chance to gem. They were just perfect. And this one got a 10. This is his Bowman Chrome first. Out of 150. And these are really just fun cards for me to have. So on to the cards there for vintage. And I like to try to, it's a game for me. Buy raw, grade. Sometimes you get cards back that you can't grade. And I'm including all the cards that I bought for the last few months. And like I have a few that I bought that I thought maybe I could grade, but each of these has like a little bit of an issue that I can't grade. This one looked really nice in the picture, but it has a little surface wrinkle on it. And I bought a Eddie Matthews lot, and these are just some cards that came in it, and I did grade 2 of them in my submission. So let's get into the cards. So these are still modern cards, 1981 and up. And Fred McGriff got an 8.5. Disappointed about this grade. I thought it was a 9 all day long. I might crack this and send this to PSA. And the reason for that is it came in the horrible plastic bag. And plus, I think it might be fun to crack some CSG slabs and see what PSA gives them as a grade as well. So this is really the kind of card that I think PSA would grade really well. So two Don Mattingly's, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought both of these were right about the 8 mark. So this one is the 1984 Fleer. Got a 6.5. The centering top to bottom is pretty bad. Definitely a loss for this card. And this is his Donruss card, so I finally picked this up. And that got a 7. So I could have probably have just bought these cards graded already for a lot cheaper. But again, add to my PC. The 7's fine for me. The 6.5 does bother me. So I'll probably eventually just get rid of that card. But this is one of the cards of my dream cards when I was younger. It was super expensive to buy, that 1984 Don Mattingly. So we're going to get into the older cards. This is a 1976 Hank Aaron with all his stats on the back. This card was big, and I knew that it wouldn't fit inside the CSG holder. So CSG holders are meant to fit the cards perfectly. If the cards are a little bit big, they will put them in these plastic sleeves. This one, I 100% knew that. It was big. And got a 7.5. So really nice card. It just has this really thick, big border on the right-hand side. And for all these cards, I will be putting the prices on the screen of what I paid raw and graded. So, for example, this card itself, I bought it for $26.97, with 1220 grading, and it cost me $39.17 in the slab. And according to comps, probably about $50, $60. So it definitely made out on this card, but I did lose out on quite a bit, as you will see. So this is Mike Schmidt, second year card. And 7.5, pretty nice grade. The only thing bad about this card, it does have that ugly, ugly print defect. But a pretty nice card there. This card I bought off of ComC. Really nice card. Got a 6. $1971 Tom Seaver. 6.5. And really my goals are, right, if it's a 1970 for all Hall of Famers, I want to grade 7. That's kind of what I do. So if I see a card that I think has a chance at 7, I will send it in. These 1971 tops, though, I am fine with 6, a grade below that year, just because of the sensitivity of the conditioning with the black borders. And so, Jim Hunter has a 6.5. And one thing I have noticed about CSG is they're really tightening down their vintage standards. When I first graded them a few times, it seemed like they're a little high on all their grades, but now it seems that they're really coming very close to PSA and SGC. Again, another dream card from when I was younger. So the Thurman Munson. Got a 4. Now the reason I graded this one, again, the stupid plastic sleeve. The reason I graded this one is the centering. So the corners, probably even maybe a 3, 3.5 I was expecting. But I think just because of the beautiful centering and image of the card, they bumped it up a little bit. This card, 1968 Jim Bunning, Hall of Famer. This card I got from ConC, and pack fresh is a word that's used quite a bit, but it was. I mean, it was beautiful. Just a little bit top to bottom centering, and this card I expected pretty high. And it did. It got an 8. So I've had pretty good luck grading Jim Bunning's card. I got this one off of ComC earlier there for a previous submission. Got an 8.5. So I'm racking up the high grades with that. Now, as you can kind of see through my submissions, I'm pretty far behind at this point. So see if we can catch up here. Eddie Matthews. There was like a little stain here in the back. I was expecting this card to get about a 6, but because of that, I think that's why I got a 4.5, but nice centering with it. I got this Ed Matthews from a, plus ooh, pretty ugly fish eyes, but I got this card in a lot of Eddie Matthews, and one of the Eddie Matthews, which I have later on, paid for all the Eddie Matthews that I got. This card is the Mickey Mantle batting leaders. This card itself, I bought in a lot with this card, a bunch of like 63, 65, 64 tops. And this Hank Aaron, which got a PSA 6, was in that lot. And this card more than paid for the entire lot, and it still had tons of cards I graded. And this one I had on ComC for $15, $16. It actually got like the lowest grade that ComC gives for vintage, and nobody would touch this card. And it did have an issue on the right corner, a little crease. But I was like, this card's worth more than $15. I'll just take it back, I'll grade it, and I'll now try to sell it. I don't really like the batting leaders or the team leaders, but the centering's really nice for this card. Only issue, you can see it has a little crease in there, but centering and the rest of the card is beautiful. Another Jim Bunning. This card has some corner issues. I was expecting about a 6 to a 7 with the leniency that I have seen with CSG, but again, they're tightening up their standards, and this card got a 5.5. But the centering of this is absolutely fantastic. So, kind of a thing with cards that centering and eye appeal with that card is great. Just the technical grade a little bit lower because of the corners. This card, I was expecting a 4 for the Ernie Banks. Had some corner issues, and it got a 3. And the big reason it got a 3 is you can kind of see it has like a surface bubble right there. So definitely deserves that 3. I didn't think the surface bubble was that big, but definitely pops out. But a nice card. From the Eddie Matthews lot. 1959, right? Yep. This card I was expecting a 6. And got a 6. So this was the nicest card in that lot that I bought, so more than pays for that. All the other cards, it gets just to keep on my PC until I get to upgrade. Alright, still way behind. This card I probably could have got graded, bought graded already for the same price. I just liked how this card looked. So 1952 Topps. Slaughter, 2.5. Again, just a corner issue there. But no problems with creases across the card. Presents well. My only 1952 Topps. Got to buy more of those. Way behind here. And I got 2 of the same card. So these cards, I bought them for really about $200 together from separate people on eBay, but they both look nice. So I was looking for a Gaylord Perry rookie card, and I saw one, and it was quite expensive, like $115, $120 with shipping. And I said, you know what, though? I've been looking for one. They're really hard to find centered. I'm going to buy one. And then a couple days later, I saw one that looked nicer for even a little bit cheaper. So I have 2. And so this is actually the more expensive one. And I got these back. Both of them had perfect surfaces. This one had a little ding in the left corner. But I was expecting a 7 to an 8 for both of these. And that's a beautiful grade for a 1962 card, a 7.5. So I'm going to estimate that this is worth now about $200. It probably would go for more with this grade. PSA 6s go for well over that. But the centering, the color, this card is really nice for 19. And that's the problem right there. You can kind of see just a little bit of a corner issue. So this one was nicer. So I thought that this one was going to grade half a grade, maybe a grade higher than the other one. And so Absolutely amazing there. 8.5. These two Gaylord Perrys definitely made this order worth it. So even though I took a loss on many of the cards, well, even some of the cards that I think I took a big loss on, I didn't. Right? So the Hank Aaron, I lost some money on that one, but it's still worth money as a raw card. I'll just tell somebody I color added to it, put into your binder. I'm sure somebody will take it. I have a another Robin Yount that could have been trimmed. It kind of a weird top, a little bit short, but even from the video that I posted with that, a lot of people are saying like, is that card available? Right? So even though the card is trimmed, people just want these cards to put in binders and put in top loaders just to have for a PC. So absolutely gorgeous centering, gorgeous card, gorgeous color for 1962. And these two cards for the Gaylord Perry show you that don't be scared of fake cards for some of these Hall of Famers. Now, if it's a Mickey Mantle from a seller that has zero feedback, yeah, maybe you should actually take a look at that and say, that's probably a fake card. But with these Gaylord Perrys, both raw, both from separate sellers on eBay, both in amazing shape. And this is now the 8.5 is the top grade of all the Gaylord Perrys, rookies graded from CSG. And the 7.5 is number 3. There was an 8 in the old green label. So thank you for watching the video. Let me know, and I will post my net profits right here. So that's how much I spent with grading and all the raw cards. And that is how much the cards I think are worth. So I did come out quite a bit ahead. So it's still worth it, even if you have a bad return here or there with a card. A couple of trimmed cards, a couple of other issues. If you like graded cards, you can still come out ahead with a couple of duds. So let me know, which card was your favorite of this reveal? Thank you for watching, and keep on collecting.